Hi, I'm Lenny. Welcome to this financial literacy course. This week's module will be focused on how to set up direct deposits at work and how to fill out W-4 forms at work. You may watch this video as often as you like. You should watch it before our in-class sessions. This will help you to prepare for the class. By participating in this class, you are taking an important first step to building a better financial future for you and your family. Before we begin learning something new, let's review what we discussed in class. Filling out paperwork to set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account. Remember, this is an easy way to save money every month. Let's look at our example of Sandy. Sandy wants to save $10 every week. She is going to her bank to set up an automatic savings plan. When she arrives at the bank, the teller gives her a form to fill out. First, she must write her name and her phone number. Then, she must tell the bank which account she wants to take money from. For Sandy, it is her checking account. She writes down the number. Because Sandy wants to transfer money every week, she will fill out the top block. She must decide which day she wants the money to be transferred. She is paid every Friday, so she has money transferred on Fridays. She circles the F for Friday. In the first column, she writes her own name because she is transferring money from one of her accounts to another account she owns. She then circles the S for savings account. She then writes her savings account number. Because she is setting up a new transfer, she writes 0 in the current transfer column. In the new transfer column, she writes $10. When she is finished with the form, she gives it back to the teller and her request is processed. Today, we're going to be focused on direct deposits for work and filling out your W-4 forms for your employer. Direct deposit is a free service that automatically deposits income into your checking account. Many employers require you to use direct deposit. Income you receive from your employer, Social Security, pension, and retirement plans may all qualify for direct deposit. There are 3 primary benefits to using direct deposit. 1, it's convenient. It frees up some time by having your money automatically deposited into your account. 2, it's fast. You have same-day access to your money on the day of the deposit. And 3, it is safe. Never worry about checks getting lost, delayed, or stolen. If your employer offers direct deposit, follow these 3 easy steps to set up direct deposit into your account. To set up direct deposit, you will need a checking account and your checking account information. Let's look at the form together. First, you must write your name and address. Second, you may be asked to provide a blank check that you have voided. If you do not have a blank check, that's okay, but you must provide the checking account information. Here, you are asked for the name of your bank. Remember that not all employees use the same bank. Make sure you know the name of your bank. Here, you need to write your checking account number. You can find this on your check, on your statement, or on your online banking. Next, you must write down the routing number. This is a 9-digit number you will also be able to find on your checks. If you do not have checks, you can call the bank for the routing number or find this information online. You may choose to have a dollar amount deposited, a percentage deposited, or your entire paycheck. Most employers prefer the entire paycheck to be deposited. You then circle checking account or savings account. Most people have their paychecks deposited into their checking account. Finally, you must sign and date the form. This allows your employer to deposit your check directly into your account. Once you set direct deposit, your paychecks will be automatically put in your bank account on payday. Let's look at an example. Sandy has a new job. She is very excited to begin work. On her first day, she goes to HR and has to fill out paperwork. Her employer requires that she use direct deposit for her paychecks. She is given a form to fill out for direct deposit. Sandy has brought a voided check with her. She fills out the form, including her name and address, the name of her bank, and her checking account number. Next, she writes the routing number of her bank. Sandy wants to have her entire paycheck deposited into her checking account every week. She completes the form, then checks it to make sure the information is correct. It is. She signs and dates the form, authorizing her employer to use direct deposit for her paychecks. Great job! I hope you feel comfortable with direct deposit. If you have questions, ask me or ask the HR person at your work. Now, let's talk about the tax form that you will fill out when you get a new job. This is called a W-4 form. W-4s aren't as scary as they may look. Employees complete this form so that their employers know how much federal income tax needs to be withheld from their paychecks. This affects how much money you will take home with each paycheck. Let's back up just a bit. What is withholding? This means a portion of your wages are taken and sent to the government. This is part of paying taxes in the United States. The W-4 is a form required by the Internal Revenue Service, also known as the IRS. The W-4 allows employers to decide what amount of income tax they should take from each employee's paycheck based on that person's situation, such as whether he or she is married or single. Even if you are a student, it isn't likely that you are exempt from tax withholdings. Employees are expected to complete the W-4 accurately and honestly when starting a new job or if their status changes in some way. If you make mistakes, such as entering the wrong Social Security number or using a nickname, you could delay or prevent receipt of any tax refund you are owed. Each April, anyone who earned income must file a federal income tax return with the IRS. If over the course of the year more of your income than necessary was withheld, you will receive a refund from the federal government. Okay, let's look at the W-4 together. It may seem scary to look at the form from the IRS, but we are going to go over each step. Page 1 begins with instructions on how to fill out the form. At the bottom of page 1, you will find the actual W-4 that you must fill out and give to your employer. Before you fill this out, go to page 3. This is the Personal Allowance Worksheet. Complete this worksheet before you fill out your W-4 form. Let's look at this together. Line A. This one's easy. Just enter 1 for yourself. Line B. Enter another 1 if you're married or filing jointly. Enter 0 if you are single. Line C. Enter 1 if you file as head of household, which means you're single but with 1 or more eligible dependents. Line D. Enter 1 if you are single and have only 1 job, if you are married but your spouse does not work, if your wages from a second job or your spouse are $1,500 or less. Line E. If you're eligible for the child tax credit and you fit within one of the first 3 income ranges listed, this can be an important source of allowances. You can enter multiple allowances for each eligible child in the first 2 income brackets. Line F. Here, you can claim allowances for other dependents, which could be a parent or other relation who qualifies as a dependent under IRS regulations. Line G. This line directs you to worksheet 1-6 of Publication 505. Since you probably have neither the time nor the inclination to take on this research project, it's best to enter 0. If you have a tax preparer, you may want to consult with him or her as to the best approach to completing this line. Otherwise, 0 is the safe choice. Line H. Write your total amount of allowances on line H. This will be the same number you will write on line 5 of the actual W-4 form. Once you've completed the worksheet, here's how to fill out the W-4, line by line. Line 1. Enter your name and address. Line 2. Enter your Social Security number. Line 3. Check whether you are married, single, or married and want your taxes withheld as if you're single. If you choose this last option, more taxes will be taken out of each paycheck. Line 4. Check this box if your last name does not match your Social Security number. Call this number to reach the Social Security Administration and apply for a replacement Social Security card. Line 5. Enter the number of allowances you want to claim, based on either the Personal Allowances Worksheet or the Deductions and Adjustments Worksheet. Line 6. You can also choose to withhold a specific amount of money from each paycheck. Line 7. Determine and indicate if you're exempt from withholding for the current year. This is very rare. You should leave this blank unless instructed by a tax professional. After filling out the applicable 7 lines, sign and date the form and submit it to your employer. Okay, let's look at an example. Sandy is a single woman with 2 children ages 19 and 23. The children live at home with her. She is filling out her W-4 form for her new job. Her income for 1 year will be $30,000. Before she fills out the W-4 form, she first completes the Personal Allowance Worksheet. On line A, she enters a 1 for herself. On line B, she enters a 0. She is not married and cannot file jointly. On line C, she enters a 0 because her sons both have jobs and help pay bills at home. On line D, she enters a 1 because she is single with only 1 job. On line E, she enters 0 because she does not claim her children as dependents. On line F, she enters a 0 because she has no other dependents. On line G, she enters a 0 because she has no other credits. On line H, she places the total number of lines A through G added together. For example, 1 + 1 = 2. Now Sandy is ready to complete her W-4 form. First, she writes in her name and address. Then, she checks the single box because she is not married. Her last name matches her Social Security number, so she leaves this box blank. On line 5, she enters the number 2, according to her Personal Allowance Worksheet. On line 6, she writes 0 because she does not want extra money withheld from her paycheck. She leaves line 7 blank because she is not exempt from paying taxes. Lastly, she signs and dates the bottom of the form before she gives it to the HR person. She leaves boxes 8, 9, and 10 blank because these are for the employer to complete. All families are different. If you have questions while you are completing your W-4 form, ask the HR person who is helping you. They are there to help. We will practice this more in class. See you next week.